last night, Christy Hyde-Smith won the Mississippi Senate race over Mike Espy by about 10 points, a little bit, between 9 and 10 points. The delta, the normal delta, the partisan index for Mississippi's, excuse me, not the Mississippi Delta, but the
I'm talking, Brandon off mic.
Nice, he's good. The partisan index.
Correction.
The partisan index is what I was talking about. The delta between what the partisan index is at 17 and what Espy lost by 7 points, that could be significant. And also, I should also say that there was a couple of places where in Mississippi where you got some very helpful a change because of down ballot races. There was a bunch of judicial runoffs in the circuit court, and I think all of the women who won, I got to double check that. I think there was like 3 or 4. It was the first time 3 African-American women will be circuit judges in Hinds County. I think maybe because 1 or 2 women won on November 6th. So, in losing, you can sometimes win some other things, right? You're bringing people out to the polls. But
Beto.
here is...
That's a Beto O'Rourke.
What's that?
Beto
Yeah,
O'Rourke,
exactly.
yeah.
Very similar dynamic. And here is, however, just so that you don't walk away thinking that Christy Hyde-Smith was an unrequited racist and she won in Mississippi, so that you don't get the wrong impression about that state, folks, or at least the 54% of people who voted for her. Here is what's this show called? Outnumbered, where there's one guy surrounded by the ladies. How crazy is that? This is nuts. When there's four guys and one woman, you know what they call that?
Irregular.
Normal. But they just can't call a show normal. They just come up with some other name. And here it is. Pete Hegseth, he's surrounded by the ladies.
It's a red state. Hyde-Smith is going to win. The polling shows that. The attempts by the media to further listen, you can say graceless things, foolish things. It doesn't make them racist things in every way that you have said them. I really think people that know her.
You think
she's a
talking about attempting a lynching is not a racist?
Pause it for 1 second. We're going to go back. The people who know her, are these the people who know her from that school that she went to, so she didn't have to go to segregated schools? Is it those people? All the other racists she surrounded herself with say that she's perfectly nice. Here we go.
Her.
You think
she's
talking about attempting a lynching is not a racist? That doesn't have a racial connotation.
She's a nice lady with a gift for saying graceless things. First of all, I don't want to get into.
Who cares?
I don't want to get into the semantics of it, but there were.
You have to though. She's
Pause
lynching.
it. I don't want to get into the semantics. I don't want to get into the semantics.
That would be the last thing you'd want to get into in a conversation on language, obviously.
Right. I definitely don't want to talk about the semantics of what she said.
I'm not a linguist.
She didn't go out there and do a lynching. She said lynching. Go ahead.
She did not say lynching. She said public hangings, which will refer to lawful executions at certain times in the 19th and 20th century. No, really, I'm not saying. You're playing on the field you want to play in, which is saying this lady's racist.
No, what
she's saying is her public career shows that she isn't. And there are a lot of big issues that people vote about, and they're trying to make it about race at the last minute. This is a Republican state. She's going to win, and I don't think playing the race card wins at the polls.
Okay.
She didn't say lynching. You did.
Well, public hanging, public lynching, it has connotations, especially in the South, for the fact that African Americans were lynched. She also wore a hat with the Confederate flag on it. She went to a segregationist school, but I'm not here to call her a racist. I'm here to say that I agree with you, and I think that she is going to win this election. It's not like Doug Jones, who is running against an alleged pedophile, and even so, he only won by 1.7 points. I understand it is the Deep South, but for you to just say that this is graceless, to make a joke that is so utterly inappropriate and should have been condemned by everybody, I think is irresponsible.
You're impugning her motives and saying it was. Do you
think it's funny? Is that your sense of humor?
I didn't say it was funny.
Jessica.
I didn't say it was funny.
He didn't say it was funny.
Jessica, this is exactly where my role on this network comes in, right about now.
And let me just say, I'm not just doing it as an African American person. I'm also doing it as a woman to tell you I'm getting a little hysterical.
Ironically, I would like to engage in the most primitive base form of identity.
Yes,
It's
let me
right about
come on now. He's not laughing. He takes this very, very seriously.
I remember
He's in charge of making it sound like a unrequited racist is not a racist, and I am too. So let's just calm down, little lady.
First of all, be fair to him. He's not very bright. And I remember when Roger Ailes told me that he liked chai chocolate mochaccino and could I run interference for racism and misogyny on the network. And I said, by golly, Roger, I can. And then I pretended I had a stomach flu, so I didn't have to follow his grotesque, obese, repulsive carcass to a hotel room in Midtown Manhattan.
Can we not get our panties in a bunch? That was actually the working title of the show, Panties in a Bunch. But then we
Panties
said,
unbunched.
we can't possibly have an all-ladies show, so we're going to call it Outnumbered. That's what we're going to do.
Time of the month.
God.
I'm a black woman, and I'm not as upset about this as you.
Yes, so don't forget I'm here to give everyone license.
I'm agreeing with Pete.
That sound you hear in the background is the cash register. Every time I come to the defense of one of my white colleagues, I hear one of these babies.
That goes right into the in-ear monitor.
That's right. I get
It's a performance-based pay.
exactly.